Hi, welcome. This is Noah's Ark Nursery. I am Corrina. I am the mommy. Welcome. If this is your first time, welcome. If you're coming back, welcome back. I'd like to thank all you who are watching, and thank you for coming and hanging out with us in the Ark today. And all you who are coming back, thank you. Thank you for coming back and hanging out with in the Ark today with us. I know this is our second video today, as I did Theme Thursday earlier. Now I'm doing Dress Up Thursday, hosted by Stephanie and Jackie over at In Love for Reborns 2011. They come up with the neatest dress-up themes, guys. The neatest themes. Oh my goodness, I just love their themes. They think of everything. They think of everything. But anyway, as you can tell, I am not in the living room. I'm in our bedroom. I am in our bedroom because of the fact that, well, today is homemade or character day, and I got both. Stephanie and Jackie said it was fine if I displayed a homemade item, which I'm going to. This homemade item, guys, was made by somebody who's very special to me, and I'll explain that here in a minute. As you can see, Hannah, first of all, she has in a character, Cassie. She has in Chloe, which is backwards. I think this is Chloe, guys. I think this is Chloe on here. Don't quote me on that. I like Paw Patrol, but we don't watch Paw Patrol in this house. So I don't know who is who, but I think this is Chloe. And I have got to put the silicone thing back in there. Right. I could probably fix it because I fixed Matthew's beforehand. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I fixed Matthew's, but anyway, I had one for Matthew and I fixed it. In Matthew's passive, and I fixed that earlier. So, but I'm going to show you what Hannah has on first. Hannah has on something that is a character, a Disney character, one that you all know I like. Now this onesie that she has on, the onesie came from Auntie Tammy over at Tater Tots Nursery. Sorry, I was about to say my Reborn Nursery. Sorry, Tammy, my love. I almost said your old channel name, but she changed her channel name shortly before I changed mine. So, anyway, this is a gold onesie. This is a Disney Baby by George, and it's a gold onesie with ruffly sleeves, with ruffles on the top of the sleeves, and it's got long sleeves, which today Hannah needs because it is very cold here. It's 39 degrees. I know. And it's got Dumbo on it. Look at this Dumbo. Isn't this just the sweetest onesie you've ever seen, guys? I paired it with a pair of jeans. Now, I got these jeans at a thrift store back in the summertime. When I had first gotten Hannah, I was looking for jeans and things like that to put on her, because I knew fall was coming and I need slacks for her, because around here we need to have pants because, well, dresses just don't do around here. But because it's too cold here, it's March 30th and we're at 39 degrees, guys. But anyway, jeans with white polka dots all over them. And then, I know this doesn't go with the polka dots, but it does go with the onesie, the gold socks. I think these came from Carter's. I think, guys, they have like the gold on them and some blue and white, so they all match. And then she has in a gray headband with a bow. Now, I have Hannah with me today. I have a homemade item too. Sorry, I want to show the homemade item. This was made by somebody very special to me, my mother-in-law. She made this for me when I was very sick, but she didn't know I was going to be sick when she made it. She made it as a Christmas present for me in 2021. She made all of us kids blankets. This has hearts and paw prints on it, as you can see. She made my husband one like this with Steelers. Oh my goodness. He was so happy to get that one. And then, of course, she put little fringe things on it. Of course, they're double fringe things, which means there's black And then there's the other fabric with the, but she handmade this for me. And it's very special to me because she's very special to me. So I wanted to display it. Stephanie and Jackie said it was okay. So I hope it was okay that I displayed this, Stephanie and Jackie. I hope it's okay, still okay. I know it's a blanket. It's not nothing like fancy. But to me, it was just, it helped me last year after I came home. I didn't get this until, because I got sick around Christmas time in 2021. And this helped me a lot. When I had to just lay on the sofa all day long, it was a real comfort to me. So that's why this is a very special handmade item for me. Homemade item, it was a comfort. So just like my little Hannah is a comfort to me. So I'm going to explain why I have Hannah for this video. I have Hannah for this video because, let me fix her Chloe Passy here, and then I will tell you. Anyway, I have Hannah for this video because we're going to have a little chit chat about my DID as well. I know I basically should have said that at the beginning of the video, but it'll be in the title anyway. I found out a few things from an old school chum. Remember I said that we went to a new church and I reconnected with a few old school friends? Well, old school people that I knew. What I understand, I didn't have very many friends in school. I thought all through high school. I went all through high school thinking my altars never came out. If this is your first time hearing about my DID, I'm going to explain how I got it. I ended up with DID after being sexually assaulted for the first time at 9 in a Christian school. I was in a Christian school and I was raped by my 4th grade teacher repeatedly for 4 years. And I was further abused because they wanted to keep my mouth shut. But I'm going to be perfectly honest. I do not blame God for what happened to me. Sorry. The little girl dog across the street is barking, so Jeremiah has to chime in. Sorry, guys. But anyway. And so the first time I was being raped, my mind went into different parts. From what we know of, I only have 3 active altars. We do not know if I have any more. Now, there are different forms of DID, and my therapist and I will be doing a live DID video. We have not set that up. Last night was predominantly, by what I'm about to tell you, I kind of took up all the time that we would have had to talk about the live video in therapy. We were talking about what I found out. One of the women I went to school with noticed me at this church, and she came up to me after church, and we started talking. But then on Friday of last week, she was talking to my best friend Allie Ann, and Allie Ann had told me, because we had actually gone to this church because of Allie Ann and her husband Wall. They go to this church, and so we thought we'd try it. And so we did. But I really like it. But she told Allie Ann that I was very standoffish in high school, which I don't remember being standoffish. So I went back in my head and I asked Sally, because you see, I can talk to, okay, I'm going to explain this to you guys. I can actually talk to my altars. When you have DID, you can actually go back and you can talk to the voices in your head. And I actually talked to Sally, and I asked Sally, I said, you were the one who lived my life for me for 5 years. Did you come out at all during high school? She said yes. Did not elaborate. I did not ask her to elaborate because I figure I'm not ready to hear it. But we did also discover how she was coming out. It wasn't just her coming out. We talked about this. It was my face, from what I was told my face would go red and that I would just lose it. And when I told my therapist about this, now I thought it was predominantly Sally, but I have, in case you're hearing about this for the first time, I have my other two alters. One is Mama Bev. Oh, there he is. He came in to join us. Just jumped off on the bed. Now he's going to lay on this blanket. It's not coming off this bed, I guarantee you. But anyway, I have two other alters in my head, and the one is Mama Bev. Mama Bev is the gatekeeper. She is the one that controls everything in my mind. Okay? I want you guys to understand that nothing happens in my mind unless she allows it. Alters don't come out unless she allows it. Then I have a 5-year-old. 5. Whose name is Mabel. I know I have a Mabel Faith. Well, her name is Mabel Faith. And so anyway, we discussed how it was described. That was not Sally coming out. That was Mama Bev. She was coming out like a mama bear, because when she comes out like a mama bear. We do not know what triggered her to come out like a mama bear. We do not know why she came out, because you see, alters don't come out unless you're triggered. Okay, I'm going to explain that part of DID. Your alters only come out, your alternate personalities only come out when they're triggered, and they each have their own individual trigger. Now, it is very symbolic, I guess you could say, that I have Hannah with me, because Hannah is my therapy baby. She is the one that I got to reconnect to my childhood. So that's why I decided to do this discussion with Hannah. I usually do my DID discussions with either Hannah or Mabel, simply because they are both. Mabel is, of course, the 5-year-old alternate personality in my head, and yes, she comes out. Now, when she comes out, my face doesn't do anything, except my thumb goes in my mouth, and I come to with my thumb in my mouth. That is the only way I know Mabel has been out, unless Mabel and Jeremiah have torn the house up. Imagine a 5-year-old and a 2-year-old mini poodle. He'll be 3 in May. He'll be 3 in May. So, an almost 3-year-old mini poodle puppy who gets himself in trouble anyway. So, imagine that, But I will suck my thumb, and Mabel is more when I'm just so tired that I need peace because of something. When I'm really tense, Mabel comes out. Mom will just send Mabel out, put me in the back of my head, and I come back much more relaxed. If I'm tired, I come back much more awake than I was when I went back. And sometimes I will know Mabel's out because I will be sucking my thumb. That is the main way Mabel comes out. And sometimes I'm twirling my hair like a 5-year-old does. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys, that we did some exploring. I thought it was Sally totally that came out, but that and one of the things my therapist did tell me was, because I want to know everything. I was not diagnosed with DID until I was like 40. See, I'm 51. I was about 45 when I was diagnosed. 45, 46 when I was diagnosed. And so anyway, I wanted to share that with you guys, because it's important for me, since this channel is about my journey with DID. I'm having so much fun with the themes, and so much fun with tags, and so much fun with just everything with this that has to do with this, because I was into dolls as a child. We're going to talk more about that when I do Yarlene's Reborns, her question about my collecting style changing. We're going to talk about that. But for now, this channel is about my DID as well. And I think I should share that with you. Because for some reason, and I have actually asked Mama, because there were times in high school that I do remember, and I even told my therapist this. There was one particular teacher that I remember him. I remember him being my teacher. And even this, now we're becoming really good friends, told me, she said, he was really sweet with you. His name was Mr. Schneider, and he was my algebra teacher. And he was actually the reason I went into teaching. I asked Mama, I said, why did you not allow me to remember him and to be around him? And because I didn't realize, okay, I'm going to say this wholeheartedly, I did not realize they were coming out in high school, but I didn't know that I had DID either. I was, just like I said, I wasn't diagnosed till I was about 45. And the way I was diagnosed is I was having a conversation with my mother. And now, we figured I had disassociated things as a child, that I did have some form of DID. We will talk about that in the live thing, that there are different forms. We did not realize at the time I had the alter form until my mother said I had a conversation with her, blamed her for everything. I don't remember that conversation. That's when we started the evaluation process. And that's when we found out I had the alter form of DID. There's actually an evaluation process you go through, and like a score sheet type thing. And if you score above a certain number, you have DID. And it's kind of like the test for DID, because unless a therapist sits there and sets you off, triggers one of them to come out, you're not going to know you have it. DID is something that is very complex. But we'll explain that in the live video. But my therapist and I talked about this because, I had thought, okay, fine, it was Sally. Sally took credit for coming out during high school, but I didn't ask Mama. And I asked Mama why she sent Sally out, but I never thought she came out until yesterday when I was talking to my therapist, and I was describing what was described to me. He said, that sounds exactly like Mama. So now I know when Mama comes out, my face turns red, and then I get very angry. And see, Mama comes out like a mama bear out of me, and I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about that. When she does, all I got to say to people who trigger her, don't trigger her. Please don't trigger her. But right now, she is definitely at the forefront because of everything I'm going through with my mom. So Mama Bev's more of a mama bear, more protective right now. But she was also during high school. And I kind of wondered why Mama Bev would come out in high school. Because I was away from the abuse. But I was away from those people. I wasn't in that Christian school. I was in a public school in a different state. So, why would she come out? The reason she would come out, probably, and this is what we're just guessing, is because it was school. And that's where it happened. You see, my safe place was home. But Sally still didn't let me be there either. There were reasons, I think. But Sally really did, she lived my life. Just to tell you, if you're seeing this for the first time and hearing about my DID for the first time, my DID is called Dissociation Identity Disorder. It is very complex. And your alters can live your life. And Sally did that for me for 5 years. She just decided, even though home was my safe place, I wasn't going to get to be there a lot either. I was going to be in my head because I was still dealing with the abuse. And my mother was listening to what they were telling her. And there were a lot of times I needed Sally there to protect me. And so Mama really came to the forefront. Mama Bev is the control one. She is the one that comforts me. Mabel is peace, but Mama is comfort. And so we are thinking there was a lot of fear at school. I remember I was teased a lot. And I can honestly say I wasn't involved in a lot of stuff in high school. So it's like, I can see. But I am getting some insight as to how Sally is. Sally is very standoffish, guys. And probably because she had to take the abuse from me, I haven't really talked to her much about that. I'm hoping to be able to talk to Sally about it more. But, sorry, he's barking. I'm hoping to talk to Sally about it more. But, haven't really had a chance to. Mama keeps me pretty busy so that if there's something she doesn't want me to know, I don't know. But I had to share that with you guys, that they came out in high school too. And I don't remember it. But Sally took most of the blame, but Mama was there too. But there were certain people she did make I was feel safe around. I said, why was I allowed to be around everybody? Not be around everybody, but be around certain people. There was one specific girl, a friend of mine, and I'm going to say this because I know she's watching, so I hope she doesn't mind me saying this. Her name was Sonia, and her and I started at that school. We were both new to the school. I was in 10th grade, she was in 9th. And we were both new to the school, and we started on the same day. And we became friends. And I asked Mama, I said, why did you allow me to be friends with her? She said, because I felt like you were safe around her. And then I asked about Mr. Schneider. I said, what about Mr. Schneider? She said, you were safe around him. He was like a father figure. And I said, what about Mrs. Kling? She was my English teacher. One of my English teachers. And she said, I liked her because she encouraged you. And you needed that. So, Mama and I do talk. And so, I do talk to Mama. I talk to her a lot. And since I really can't, I can talk to my mom, but not about certain things anymore. I talk to Mama in my head. That's an advantage I have. I got my mother in my head. Mama Bev, although my mom's name is not Bev, it's Barbara. So, but it just I just had to share that with you because this channel is about my DID too. And it is about, it's about my DID too. It's about my reborns, but it's also about my DID. So I thought I'd do a theme, but do a little bit about my DID too today. I hope you guys don't mind. I hope Stephanie and Jackie don't mind that I use this video for my DID. But it was just appropriate because Hannah is my therapy. And anytime I talk about DID, I either have Hannah or Mabel with me. And I already showed Mabel in the Theme Thursday video. So I thought I'd use Hannah. And plus, Mabel doesn't have anything character. Well, she does, but it's short sleeves and it's too cold today for that. Oh, no. Not. There he goes. Sorry. But I am going to read Hannah a quick story about Dumbo. It's called My First Stories. It's a Disney, My First Stories. And it's Dumbo Gets Dressed. I got this at a consignment shop, guys. So I really like, and I like these pages. Look at this. These pages are like glossy and really smooth. They're not like your typical paper pages. I love it. Dumbo Gets Dressed. Okay, Miss Hannah, we're going to read. One morning, Mrs. Jumbo gently wakes up her little Dumbo. Are you ready for your first day under the big top, she asked. Dumbo nods his head. He looks at a pile of clothes in front of him. There are so many shirts, pants, hats, and shoes. Let's see, Mrs. Jumbo, says Mrs. Jumbo. What do you want to wear today? Dumbo looks at her and shrugs. He doesn't know. Do you want to be a pirate in a striped shirt and fancy coat? Mrs. Jumbo asked. Pirates also wear hats and boots. Dumbo shakes his head. He says no. What if you were an elegant prince? Asked Mrs. Jumbo. You can wear a blue suit and a sparkly crown. Does Dumbo like this one? We'll have to see. Dumbo shakes his head. He says, no. What about a brave firefighter in a red hat and yellow jacket? Mrs. Jumbo asked. What does Dumbo say to that? Dumbo shakes his head. No. Maybe you'd like to be a cowboy, says Mrs. Jumbo. You'll need a hat, a lasso, and a bandana. He is so out of control out there, guys. Dumbo shakes his head. He shakes his head. Well, says Mrs. Jumbo, with this armor, sword, and shield, you could be a brave knight. What does Dumbo do? Once again, Dumbo shakes his head. Ah, says Mrs. Jumbo, I can see a cape, a magic wand, and a top hat. Do you want to be a magician? Dumbo, once again. What does Dumbo do? But Dumbo shakes his head. Says Mrs. Jumbo, you could be a happy clown with polka dot pants and rainbow hair. Oh, wait a minute. Let me see if I can get Dumbo in there. Sorry, guys. Our little Dumbo was sitting back here, too. I didn't show you that one. One more time, Dumbo shakes his head. Oh, dear, says Mrs. Jumbo. I'm all out of ideas. She's all out of ideas, little Hannah. Dumbo puts on his yellow hat and smiles. I see, Mrs. Jumbo says, you want to wear your favorite hat and be yourself. Being yourself is a wonderful thing to be. The lesson from this book is be yourself, because being yourself is a wonderful thing to be. And it just so happens I read this story when I'm talking about not being myself. So, but I wanted to show you who else I have with us. I did not show you who else I have. I actually have Dumbo with us today, guys. Dumbo, just listen to the story about Dumbo, and look at this, Dumbo is himself. I just love Dumbo, guys. He's my favorite Disney character. I hope you guys enjoyed my video, my Dress Up Thursday video. I hope that you got something out of the book. Be yourself, maybe. But also that you learned something about what DID truly is. I am going to be doing a live one with video with my therapist about DID. We don't know if it's going to be within the next week or so. I don't meet with him again until next Wednesday. And that's when we're going to talk about that first thing. I'm not even starting in on what's going on in here. Okay? Because if I start going on in here, that's what stops us from setting up the whole live video thing, because I start talking about what's going on in here, and that takes the entire hour. Actually, more than an entire hour. Yeah. This video wasn't supposed to be that long. As you guys can tell, it's going to be a long video. It's a long video because of the fact that I talked about what's going on inside my head, and that takes a while. But plus I read a story. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us in the Ark and for listening to me about my DID. This is, after all, my journey. And so this is, after all, part of this video. This channel is also part of my DID journey. It's journaling my DID journey, my journey with dissociation identity disorder. So I have to share every time I have some kind of a major thing happen. So that's what I do. So I hope you guys don't mind that I did it. And I hope Stephanie and Jackie don't mind that on their Dress Up Thursday video I shared about my DID. But I thank you all for stopping by the Ark, hanging out with us today, and for listening to me about my DID. As I hope it gave you some more understanding. I know each new thing I learn about the way that I am myself at this point. Right now, I know I'm myself. Because I know my surroundings. When they come out, I'm in my head and I don't know where I am. I know I'm in my head. So anyway, thank you for listening to me about my DID. Thank you for watching our video. And we would like to thank Stephanie and Jackie from In Love with Reborns 2011 for Dress Up Thursday and for the theme of characters and handmade today. Thank you so much. And I thank you all for hanging out with us today. And we will see you I will see you later. I probably won't see you. Okay, I'm going to do Becca's trains, tractors, and trucks sometime today, but I probably won't get it in until later because because my husband will be home soon, and so anyway, I probably won't get it until probably later, but I'll get it in later. I'll definitely get it in today and upload it today. So I just hope you guys have a blessed and wonderful day. And thank you for watching. Thank you for hanging out with us in the Ark. And bye. We'll see you later. Bye.